Hey everyone, welcome back to Super Danganronpa, another 2. We're just gonna get right into the class trial. I'm so excited for this trial, dude. Alright. Let's put this down. Let's go up the elevator. Go up, go down the elevator. Alright. Let's do this. After making sure everyone was in the elevator, we pushed the on button and the door shut. We felt the elevator begin to descend. Oh gosh. The elevator made a loud sound as it slowly but steadily descended. Normally, everyone would have been talking to each other. But the vibrations of the elevator seemed to make us all mute. It alerted us off to the class trial to come. The elevator's sound grew louder, almost as if to make fun of all of our fear. Thoughts that we may never see the light of day again crossed our minds. But we couldn't let that happen. Whoever killed Yuri wasn't going to get away with this. As everyone had their own thoughts of what may or may not happen, the elevator came to a screeching stop. The artwork in this game is amazing. Same with the sprite work. I feel like... Oh. What is this place?
Not bad.
You finally arrived. Welcome to the most advanced facility of the Monocruise, the class trial room.
Huh?
Look what you've done with the place. Very impressive. Feels like an actual court. That's because it is. I assume you're all ready. I also assume you all know there isn't any running away from this. Let us begin. Everyone, go to the stands with your names on them.
Very well.
Excellent. Your solemn expressions tell me you're all going face to face. You're going to face this with the appropriate resolve. Now let us begin. The first class trial of the Utsura... Alright, I get it, you're evil. The first class trial of the Utsuroshima field trip of mutual killing. I still can't believe Yuri died first. The class trial is finally starting and all of our lives are on the line. If we win, we live and the Blackened dies. If we lose, the Blackened lives and we all die. In other words, no matter what happens, someone will face their death here. Can't let those thoughts cloud my vision. I need to focus on the class trial right now. Yuri, the ultimate spaceman. He's no longer with us due to his brutal murder. He may have been uncooperative, but he might have been a terrible person to men and women alike, but he was still our classmate. It's like Emma said, if this killing game hadn't happened, we would have been such good friends. The culprit who did this terrible thing to Yuri is among us right now. Various thoughts intertwine, and the curtains finally open. A trial of life and death. A lie of life and death. Betrayal of life and death. The truth of life and death. The excuses of life and death. The trust of life and death. A matter of life and death. The class trial.
Firstly, allow me to briefly explain the rules of this class trial. The results of the class trial will be decided solely by your votes. If you manage to correctly identify the Blackened, only they will receive punishment. Everyone except for the Blackened will be punished, and they will be able to escape this field trip of mutual killing.
I read the line in my head, but I didn't let him say it out, so I apologize for that. I'm not going to do that again, or I'll try not to do that again. So it's begun, the class trial. One of the people here brutally murdered Yuri.
Well, first and foremost...
Wait a minute, Monocro. There's something I'd like to ask first.
Oh, and what might that be?
Accomplices. Can there be accomplices in a case?
Good question. Whether or not there are accomplices will be a huge factor in deciding the culprit.
A good question indeed. I guess it wasn't specified in the rules. To be blunt, there can be accomplices.
What? So it's possible?
But in theory. Only one person gets to actually leave the island anyway.
Of course. The rules even say that only the first murder counts if more should occur. In other words, without any reward, an accomplice is no more than another tool for the culprit.
They'd gain nothing from assisting the culprit, after all. Even if they succeeded, they'd be unable to escape the island alongside the Blackened. More importantly, they'd still face the same execution as the rest of us.
He's got that right.
Wait, what's that?
Oh, that. You don't need to concern yourself with it. It would have been Yuri Kagorin's seat, but it's rather sad to just leave a blank space there.
That's an awful sense of humor you've got there.
Wait, something's off about this. What's that empty seat over there? Whose is it?
It's exactly what it looks like, an empty seat. There's no need to concern yourself with that either.
They do that in every game.
Petty details, aren't you? Questions are fine, but shouldn't you be discussing the murder first?
So is there a 16th student somewhere in the school?
Right. This
The
place
one they call the
extremely
ultimate
unpleasant.
Okay, I'll stop.
I'd like to leave as soon as possible.
It might be the last place you ever see if we don't figure out who the culprit is.
Say such terrible things! Wait,
He's not wrong.
all of you. Do you mind if I say something before we begin?
Huh? What is a Kokoro?
I know who the culprit is.
What?
What? Are you serious?
Who is it? Who's the culprit?
I know who the culprit is, and I know exactly how they did it. So I'll give them the chance to speak. Give yourself up now. Perhaps then I may understand that you regret your actions. You'll be found out anyway, and it's better to confess rather than have it dragged out of you.
They're still gonna die anyway. I don't think they'd do that.
Nobody's confessing.
Yeah.
Obviously. What kind of idiot would tell the truth? They'd be sentencing themselves to death.
All right. We'll do this the hard way.
So who's the culprit, Coco?
She's
I
not gonna say.
can't tell you
Yep,
that right now.
exactly. Oh my god.
What? Why are you screwing around? Just tell us. We don't know who it is, so just tell us so we can get this over with. Like Sosie said, I don't want to be here any longer than I have to be.
Would you be able to comprehend it, even if I did tell you? I would be lucky to be believed. I sense that a few of you are suspecting me already.
Yeah, but you can't claim something like that.
Your powers of observation are truly outstanding.
This is a class trial. All of our lives are on the line here. We need to find a conclusion that everyone finds acceptable, so that there is no doubt who the culprit is when we all cast our votes. Figure it out for yourselves as much as you can. I'll help you if you get stuck.
Okay, at least she's not an asshole about it.
This is totally suspicious.
Hibiki, don't dismiss her when we haven't even started yet.
I feel like Kokoro actually knows who it
What's
is.
with that condescending attitude, huh? Do you think I'm an idiot?
Yes, you're an idiot.
Oh, sis, your mood's back up again.
Duh, of course. I don't want to sit around moping forever. I'm really scared. But I'll do whatever it takes to stay alive.
I see. That's good, sis.
Let's get started then.
Wait a moment. May I say something as well?
What is it now?
I imagine that some of you may suspect me simply because I'm the mastermind.
Yeah.
Your opinions on me as a person are inconsequential. But please, for all of our sakes, treat me as just another student during the class trial. We would all die if we reached the wrong conclusion, after all. I don't want to die either, you know?
That's exactly what the real culprit would say.
He's not the...
Oh, come now.
It would be
This is a
so
prime example of
obvious.
what you should not do.
Like, if Mikado actually was the culprit for this first case, I feel like this game would go downhill very
Shinji,
quickly.
I'm sorry, but he's right. If Mikado wanted to act as the mastermind, he had plenty of opportunities to do so before. Everyone here is a suspect, including Mikado and I. The purpose of this discussion is to narrow down that list.
I see. I understand. I'll try my best.
So, can we start now?
Yeah.
Where should we begin? If you're confused, try starting with what we know happened in this case.
Do your best. My life's on the line too.
Should probably start with what we know about the case. Need to try my best. Everyone's lives depend on it. Alright, Monochrome 1.
To begin, Riri died at 7:30 in the morning. 30 minutes after the morning announcements.
Is it true that Sora and Yuki were together at the scene of the crime?
Yes, Yuri contacted me.
Yeah.
After I woke up this morning. When I saw the message asking for help, I immediately ran to the bell tower. I saw Yuri hanging from a rope, badly injured.
Okay.
And before I could do anything, he was dragged up. His corpse fell to the ground moments later.
There were so many cuts on Yuri's body. Could the murder weapon be a sharp object?
Nope. That's wrong.
No, that's wrong!
Of course, Araha would be the person to say something stupid.
No, Aloha. Yuri couldn't have been killed by a sharp object. If you check the Monochrome file, it says that the cause of death was blunt force trauma. In other words, Yuri's death was likely caused by his fall.
Oh, I see. There were so many cuts on his body that I overlooked that.
Then what are those cuts from?
From the wires. That object is the wires. Wait, broken wires or sharp wires?
Got it.
Yeah, okay.
His injuries were caused by the sharp wires.
Wires?
Yeah.
Did you see all the wires strung in between the empty space in the middle of the spiral staircase? Yuri was dragged up by a rope and was cut by the wires as he fell to the ground. He fell very quickly, which is why the wounds are so thin and yet so numerous.
Oh, so that's why the cuts were there.
You never even checked the Monochrome file? I can't believe you call that an investigation.
She's squishy. She's squishy. Look at her.
Hey, it was an honest mistake. Don't pick on her.
An honest mistake? It's rich of you to say that when we could all die from it. I can't leave my life up to you all if you keep acting like idiots.
Leave your life up to us.
Everyone's lives depend on the outcome of this trial, not just mine, yeah? If the rest of you work hard to find out the culprit, I don't have to waste my own energy.
Wow.
What?
Why?
You're
Why?
basically saying that you're going to leech off of us?
I will intervene if I have to, but I'm not a fan of inefficiency. You're working to save your own hides, so isn't this a favorable outcome for us all?
Yeah, it would be nice if you could help, though.
Only a degenerate ruffian. You've never even heard of the concept of cooperation with someone?
Now, everyone. We won't accomplish anything if we let ourselves be distracted by people such as Mr. Hashimoto. Let's carry on with deliberations, shall we?
But if the culprit wanted to kill Yuri by dropping him, why did they go through the trouble of installing all of those wires?
They wanted to make it
I'm not sure.
confusing?
I think we'll have to talk about it a little more.
Alright.
I'm not sure
so
either.
could everyone tell me what they were doing at the time of Riri's death?
Like I said, Sora and I saw Yuri's death with our own eyes. We were together, so does that count as our alibi?
Yes, it does.
I was alone in my room.
Do I have to tell you? I was just wandering around the place.
Mr. Kagurine died around 7:30 a.m. So everyone besides Mr. Maeda, Miss Sora, Miss Mitsume, and Mr. Hashimoto must have been in the dining hall.
No, Yoriko wasn't there.
Yuko, where were you and what were you doing at the time?
That's...
She was unconscious at the top of the bell tower.
at the bell tower. I met Yuki and Sora there. The bell tower? But that's the scene of the crime, isn't it?
It's
If
not
Sora
her.
and Yuki were there because of the message. Yoriko, what were you doing there? What was I doing?
Kanade, just in case it comes up later, Yoriko technically witnessed Yuri's death with us. You heard the body discovery announcement, right? It's only announced when 3 or more people find the body. Sora and I saw it first, and Yoriko a little while after.
Hold on, Mr. Maeda. You claim that Mr. Kagurine was hoisted by a rope?
What? Yeah?
Then it stands to reason that the two of you witnessed the culprit, no?
No.
What? Really?
It's not that
The
simple.
Black and drag Mr. Kagurine with a rope up to the top of the bell tower. Our 2 witnesses would have immediately followed afterwards in pursuit.
I see. Because the only way down from the top of the tower is down the spiral staircase. Whether the culprit went down or Sora and Yuki went up, they would definitely bump into each other at some point somehow.
Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. We did get to the top of the bell tower, but Yoriko was the only one up there.
That means Yoriko's the culprit.
No, it's not that simple. I'm telling you, it's a Danganronpa case. There's no way it's that simple.
Isn't it obvious? Like Emma said, the only way to climb up the tower is by using the stairs. And if you were there, you don't have a good excuse like Yuki and Sora. And you've been looking worried from the start. It's clear to everyone that Yoruko's the culprit. Don't you think so, sister?
Her opinion doesn't count. She's stupid.
Huh? But, Kanade, we just said that Ruko's a witness.
Okay, no, her opinion counts. So I take it back.
Please just think for a moment. Yoruko doesn't have an alibi. And she has no reason to be in the bell tower if she's not related to the case. I guess.
It is suspicious.
Put it that way, Ruko does sound pretty suspicious.
But I really don't think it's her. That would make this case way too
Who
simple.
are you calling suspicious?
Okay then, Yuko. Can you tell us why you were at the bell tower? You and Rara just told us that they were there because they got a message from Riri. Tell us why you were there, then we won't have a reason to doubt you.
That's...
Come on.
I don't know. I don't know why I was there.
What?
Are you kidding me right now?
Yoruko's situation sounds kind of complicated. I thought she was the culprit at first too, but after I heard her testimony, I'm not so sure that's right.
Yeah, same.
Yoriko, calm down and tell us your side of the story.
Yep. We need to discuss this some more and find out if she's really the culprit. She's not. The song is always good. Shinji's account. Oh yeah, Shinji's account.
I went outside as soon as the monocruise's door opened. So I could start my morning investigation before breakfast began. Then someone attacked me from behind, and I lost consciousness.
Why didn't you mention
When I
that?
woke up, I was at the top of the bell tower next to Sora and Yuki. Do you have any proof? For example, someone who saw you leave early.
Yeah.
What? No, nobody saw me.
No, fire it! No! Oh!
Suspicious. Why did you go out so early anyways? It's not me. I swear I'm not the culprit.
Why couldn't I fire the truth bullet? Oh my god, I hate it when this happens. Okay, alright. Skip, 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 skip.
What?
Okay.
No, nobody saw me. No, that's wrong.
Actually, there was someone who saw Yoriko leave early this morning.
Yeah, that was Shinji.
Shinji, you said you saw her, right?
Oh, me? Well, yes, I definitely saw Yoruko leaving early this morning.
You guys sure do get up early, don't you? What were you guys doing?
Hajime and I go jogging every morning, you know? I woke up early, so I was waiting for him in the corridor. Hajime was late because he had to use the bathroom, and I saw Yoruko leaving as soon as the monocruise door opened up.
Hajime was late because he had to use the bathroom?
It's like I said, I'm not lying.
However, while we've proven that you left the ship early, can we really be certain that it was for the sake of investigation?
What?
Doesn't that just make you even more suspicious? The murder did happen this morning, after all. And the culprit who killed Mr. Kagurine definitely wasn't in the monocruise this morning.
That's true, but...
So, does that mean Yoruko really is the culprit?
Nah.
Wait a minute. Why is everyone accusing me when I haven't done anything? I told you, I don't know how or why I was there. I lost consciousness right after I left.
Assuming what Yoruko says is the truth, the culprit attacked her and moved her to the bell tower to pin the blame on her?
Yeah.
But then there's no explanation for how Yuri was pulled to the top.
Maybe the culprit was hiding somewhere at the top of the tower?
No. We looked around for a bit, but it's an exposed area with almost no furniture around. It would be very difficult for someone to hide themselves up there.
If Yoriko can't explain herself, we have no choice but to assume she's the culprit.
It's not that simple.
Yeah. Wait, that's not true. I'm not.
Don't jump to conclusions. Yoriko isn't lying.
Thank you.
Coco.
Listen to her voice. She's telling the truth.
I know you're a psychologist, Koro, but how can you be so sure?
The method you're using to deduce Yoriko's alleged culpability is far too short-sighted. Look at the bigger picture instead of focusing solely on her. Such as why Yuri was killed, perhaps.
Why was Yuri killed?
Speaking of which, didn't Yuri lock himself in his room after telling the girls to kill him? It'd be awfully difficult to drag that guy out of his room.
Hardly. If he was serious, a girl would only need to knock, and Yuri would open his door.
Are you saying that the culprit is a girl? So, like, doesn't it all point to Ruko anyway? I'm telling you, it's not me!
Wait, everyone. If the culprit were a man, wouldn't that make the crime that much more ingenious? The obvious answer would be that the culprit is a woman, but if it was a man, they would be able to exclude themselves from the list of suspects for that reason.
But Yuri's the kind of guy who hates even being spoken to by another guy.
As long as Yuri had locked himself in his room, a man would have never been able to lure him out.
Huh? According to what Emma just said, a man could have been the culprit if Yuri hadn't been inside his room. That's true. Yuri locked himself in his room for 2 days, and he left it for a single occasion. That occasion was Hangman's Gambit. Hangman's flashback, not Gambit. Let's hear it. Okay. Hangman's flashback, you'll have to play and catch a thought that has to remind in Flash. When the game starts, the keyword will appear left corner of the words blank. A set of cards will also appear in the middle of the screen. The cards will initially be shown for about 5 seconds, during which you need to memorize their letters and arrangements. Next, fill in the blanks of the keyword reading from left to right. Oh man, I'm gonna mess this up so much. Try to recall the letter that would fit the leftmost blank first. Then select the card you think holds the letter. After choosing your initial card, select another card that's letter matches the letter of your first choice. If you manage to match a pair correctly, in their mutual letter correctly fills the blank. The space will be filled and you can move on to the next blank. You'll receive a penalty to your score, and you'll take damage if your letter is incorrect and the cards don't match. The lower right corner will display the time limit. If the timer reaches 0, you will receive a penalty and your focus gauge will take damage. If you're concerned that this game is too difficult, don't worry. The cards will be shown again briefly if you run out of time. So try to use these resets as guidance for all... I'm gonna mess this up so bad. Like the non-stop debate, your influence gauge will be damaged and the game will start over if your focus gauge runs out completely. Okay. I think I already know what the word is. Party. Yeah, it's party. Okay. Wait. Oh. Oh, I get it. Okay, I get it. Oh, fuck. What was the other Y? What was the other Y? Oh, no! 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 Oh, no! Oh,
Shoot.
no! No! That was terrible! Oh, no! Okay, alright. Alright, I understand what to do now. I swear. I swear I understand. Okay. Okay, I know where they are now. I know where they are now. That was terrible. Oh my god. Okay.
I see.
That's all I had to do.
The party last night. Yuri
Party.
was at that party, wasn't he? Didn't he drink late into the night too?
Oh yeah, he was there.
So then if someone attacked Yuri right after the party ended, it could have easily been a man.
Yes, that's true.
You're taking that into account now? Quick-witted bunch, aren't you?
Asshole! You're not even participating in the discussion.
What?
Fair.
You want me to help? That'll be a million crows. I'll figure this all out for you then.
Shut up, you Scrooge.
If Sora's right, a man really could have attacked Yuri. But that's no reason to rule out a girl as a culprit.
Of course. She said that the culprit could be a man, not that they couldn't be a woman. For a man like Mr. Kagurine, the idea of him giving up his life to a woman that approached him during the festivities is all too plausible.
Yeah, but I'm curious about something. The party was last night, right? Yuri died this morning. If the culprit attacked Yuri after the party, wouldn't that mean the culprit
Shinji's
was
hand is
inside
just...
the Mono Cruise during nighttime?
Shinji's hand is just taking over the
Mono Cruise
entire
doors
screen.
lock after 10 p.m.
Yeah, If the party was last night and the murder happened this morning, there's a huge gap of time missing between them.
So the question is, if a man really did attack Riri after the party, what was he doing until morning?
Getting the murder ready.
But didn't all the people who were drinking late into the night return to the monocruise before 10 p.m.?
That's... I can't really remember.
Probably. I was the only sober one there. Although, Yuri was late. He told me he'd be stopping by the bathroom. I get it!
That's
that was
when,
when
yeah.
somebody kidnapped Rin then!
See, even Hibiki knows. Even she knows. This is like, come on.
No, that doesn't make sense, because the murder happened at the bell tower just after the morning announcement. The culprit would have been locked inside the monocruise. They wouldn't have had any time to prepare for the murder.
You're assuming things again.
What? That's true, though. If they were inside the monocruise, they would have been having to get the wires and all that stuff ready, the hook, the sickle. They'd have to get everything ready.
There's no rule that says you have to stay inside the monocruise during nighttime.
What is she talking about?
About the rules.
State that the monocruise doors close at 10 p.m. and that sleeping outside the dorms is not allowed. That's all. If the culprit never boarded the monocruise, they would be free to wander the island after the door was locked.
What? Okay.
If they stayed up all night, they wouldn't be breaking any rules.
Being outside the monocruise at night isn't a rule violation? Is that true?
Yes, I've done it before. I wondered
What?
what would happen if I slept during the day and stayed out all night outside. And nothing happened. The doors opened in the morning, and I was able to board the monocruise as usual.
But didn't Monocro say that monsters would be wandering the island at night? You still could have been injured, Coco.
I was fine. I stayed on the main roads and never ran into any sort of monster.
So was that rule just there to scare people into staying on the monocruise?
Although I do wonder if something may be hidden in the forest.
If Kokoro is telling the truth, it's possible that Yuri never re-entered the monocruise last night. According to Yoriko, he did return, just much later than everyone else. But isn't it possible that he was attacked and then placed in the bell tower until this morning?
According to that theory, the culprit is one of the people who were drinking late into the night. What do you think, Yoriko? You're one of the people who stayed behind, aren't you?
So that's true. But it wasn't me. I got back to the monocruise with everyone else.
About that. None of us were exactly sober, so we don't really remember that. Sorry, Yuko.
Wow, this is really biting her in the ass now.
What?
They were all drunk as skunks.
Indeed, and none of them can recall a thing. Speaking of which, I don't recall seeing any alcohol during the preparations for the party.
I know, how did the alcohol even get there?
Oh, you're right.
And yet, there was alcohol abound in the beverages by the time the party started. I believe this is no mere coincidence.
I thought Mikado was the one who made the alcohol appear.
Are you saying that the culprit put alcohol in the drinks in order to get everyone drunk and fog up their memories?
Wait, isn't it possible that someone impulsively committed a murder because they were under the influence at the time?
That's not...
No. You can tell by looking at the crime scene that someone put a great deal of thought into this murder. It doesn't fit an intoxicated cover-up.
If the culprit brought the alcohol, doesn't that mean they helped organize the party?
Who are the ones organizing the party?
You, Ra-Ra, Mac, Yuko, Mikado, and myself.
I have to, like, remember who the people are and her nicknames. Because it's
Just
so...
the 6 of us.
Okay.
Yoriko is nothing but suspicious.
It's not her!
The culprit's the one that helped with the party and stayed out late last night. And they would have to be sober. That's what you're saying?
Hey, wait a second. The only person who wasn't drinking last night was Yoriko. She said she'd be chaperoning Dry, since we had to get back by 10 p.m.
No, I mean, that's true, but...
That's...
It's not her!
lines up.
Oh my god. This...
Yoriko, can you explain what happened in more detail? We just want to believe you.
You're not listening to me. Aren't you taking this a little too far? Look, I'm innocent. To be accused as the culprit because of a series of coincidences, I can still defend myself, you know? Listen to me before you start talking.
Okay.
I know I have to accede to your unjust accusations, but if I'm really the culprit, do you really think that I'd go about it this way? Like you said,
Okay.
Yuri would have done anything for a woman, even die for her. There's no reason for me to wait until the party to kill him in such a complicated manner.
This is so difficult.
The culprit may have waited until the party because of their plan involving the alcohol. Like we said before, they used it to dull everyone's memories so they could easily get away with their plan. The fact that Yuri attended the party in itself could indicate that he was working with the culprit.
So you're just saying that I would do something as stupid as intentionally going to the party?
Okay, this isn't difficult. I just need to get the hang of it.
No!
Nope.
If you two weren't as power with me, you wouldn't be suspecting me. Is that how it is? Just because of that, you're suspecting me. It's completely unfair.
Come on. Although Yuriko looks suspicious, that isn't the only reason we think she's the culprit. Yuriko did something that only the culprit would have done. There was an account of her preparing the act in question. Let me show her proof. It's not her.
I have to accede to your unjust accusations. But if I'm really the culprit, do you really think that I'd go about it this way? Like you said, Yuri would have done anything for a woman, even die for her. There's no reason for me to wait until the party to kill him in such a complicated manner.
Okay.
The culprit may have waited until the party because of their plan involving the alcohol. Like we said before, they used it to dull everyone's memories so they could easily get away with their plan. The fact that Yuri attended the party in itself could indicate that he was working with the culprit.
So you're just saying that I would do something as stupid as intentionally going to the party? If I was the culprit, I wouldn't go about it that way. If you two weren't at the tower with me, you wouldn't be suspecting me. Is that how it is?
Fuck.
Just because of that, you're suspecting me. It's completely unfair.
Oh, I need to change my...
You're just saying that I would do something as stupid as intentionally going to the party? If I was the culprit, I wouldn't go about it that way. If you two weren't at the tower with me, you wouldn't be suspecting me. Is that how it is? Just because of that, you're suspecting
Yes! Yes! Yeah!
It's not just that, Yoriko. Shobai told me that he saw you going to the bell tower this morning.
What?
He also said you were holding a long rope in your hand.
Pretty sure...
A rope? The same rope that Rinrin was tied up with?
Shobai, you were telling the truth, right?
Huh? I was. At the time, I didn't know that woman would be so important to the case. I was wondering what she was planning to do with something like that. Now that I think about it, that was a really important piece of evidence.
Wait, he's lying! Shobai isn't telling the truth! I really was attacked by someone as soon as I left the Mono Cruise. He's trying to slander me. He's the culprit. Even if you say that...
Yeah, all the evidence is stacked against you.
It's almost undeniable.
It's not her. If it's her, I swear, I'm gonna be...
Maybe you're just an idiot, Yoriko.
What? Why are you all accusing me? Why me?
Mr. Hashimoto's testimony is the most damning thing here. How do you plan to defend yourself against that?
Yuko, are you really the culprit?
Wait, Shobai really is lying.
Bro.
What?
Why?
Sora, did Shobai mention when he saw Yoriko leave?
That's... Yoriko left right after the morning announcement, so wouldn't that be around 7 a.m.?
I was on the second floor of the library at the time, and I saw Shobai climbing the stairs from the second to the third floor. Shobai, even if you did see Yoriko leave, unless you knew her destination beforehand, you'd have trouble figuring out she was headed for the bell tower.
Damn! She just ended his whole career. He can't even say anything.
And didn't you say you saw Yoruko holding a rope?
Shobai, were you lying to me?
Ha! So you got me out.
What is the point of that?
Sorry about that, but I wanted to test you all. Test us? Like I said, if you clear the class trial for me, I'm good. I was testing whether you could really do it without my interference.
What? You gotta be joking!
Just a little bit of perjury, really. I didn't think the psychologist would realize. Well, whatever. I'm counting this as a win.
You asshole! What the hell are you doing? Settle down, Mr. Kasai. Violence is against the school rules.
Calm down, Shin. You can beat him up after we get out of here.
That proves my innocence, right? Shobai's the one who lied. He's even more suspicious than I am.
I don't know. His testimony might be false, but you're still the most likely suspect.
But we're being cruel to Yoriko, aren't we? We should talk about this some more.
No, Ruko's definitely the
Shut
killer.
up, Hibiki. Oh my god.
I don't want to suspect my friends. I want to believe everyone instead.
Well, this is rather complicated, isn't it? We seem to be split right down the middle.
If that's the case, let's decide with a proper debate. Please remain calm as your seats are rearranged.
Here it is! Here it is! Whether Yoriko is the killer or not. We'll have to discuss this some more. Let's try our best to convince everyone. Scrum debate! Yes! The scrum debate's about to begin. Here we go. Monocro does not look menacing at all. Team Lunar. Team Soul. Iroha looks so scared. Is Yuriko Kabuya the culprit? No, she's not.
Yoriko is the only one that went to the party and fits all of the criteria.
This one's mine. We still need to figure out if the party is even relevant to the case.
Knowing Yuri, the killer has to be a woman.
Emma! We've already established that the murder could have been committed by either a man or a woman.
Ruko's the only one with a super suspicious alibi.
Shinji.
Yoruko wasn't the only one that wasn't drunk, so shouldn't we suspect the others too?
But, Yoriko, weren't you the only one who handled the food at the party?
Kokodo.
False. Yoriko was not the only one who handled the food at the party.
Wait, I did it too
Yuriko's
late!
our only suspect, so there's nothing else we can do.
We haven't even talked about the possibility of another suspect besides Yuko.
I'm really bad at this, so please bear with me. It's true Yuriko looks suspicious, but there's still so many mysteries left to solve. Oh my god, I'm too excited. I need to calm down and actually try to figure out what's going on. It's too soon to decide if she's the culprit.
Yoriko is the only one that went to the party and fits all of the criteria.
Okay.
This one's mine. We still need to figure out if the party is even relevant to the case.
Knowing Yuri, the killer has to be a woman.
Emma!
That's a terrible
We've
argument.
already established that the murder could have been committed by either a man or a woman.
Ruko's the only one with a super suspicious alibi.
Yoriko. Kokoro and Shobai don't even have alibis. Why are you accusing me?
But, Yoriko, weren't you the only one who handled the food at the party?
Kokodo.
False. Yoriko was not the only one who handled the food at the party.
She could have taken advantage of the fact that we were drunk to forge her alibi.
Shinji.
Yoruko wasn't the only one that wasn't drunk, so shouldn't we suspect the others too?
Yoriko is our only suspect, so there's nothing else we can do.
That's also a terrible
We
argument.
haven't even talked about the possibility of another suspect besides Yuko.
Crouch bind. Oh! Come on! Come on!
This is our answer.
That was not hard, but...
It seems
Oh.
that a conclusion has continued to evade us.
At any rate, it's wrong to conclude that Yodako's the killer when there's still so many unanswered questions. We need to discuss this some more.
Sora.
Okay. I don't want to doubt my friends any longer either. Let's drop the subject of the culprit and discuss some other things first.
Wait, so we're back to square one?
Yes, we're back to square one.
Good thinking. Unlike a regular trial, a single misstep will result in tragedy. We need to keep discussing this until we reach a decisive conclusion.
I mean, Kogoro, don't you know who the culprit is? Can't you
I
just
know.
tell us so we can call it a day?
You all currently believe Yotoko is the culprit. Would you even be able to accept it if I named someone else?
So you don't believe Miss Kabuya
That's
is the
fair.
culprit?
Alright, so instead of who they are, let's talk about how the culprit did it.
How they did it?
Yeah, the
We're not
rope.
sure whether the culprit attacked Riri this morning or after the party. Did you forget what the culprit did before they killed Riri?
Before killing Yuri. She's talking about the object that was attached to Yuri's body. The sickle. That object would be the hook with the rope.
Got it. Are you talking about the hook that was embedded in Yuri's calf?
Yeah, you said it was already embedded when you first saw him, right? Even if Riri was drunk, he wouldn't have just stayed still while the culprit stuck that thing into his leg. They would have had to restrain him by any means possible.
So you're saying we should discuss how the culprit went about doing that?
How the culprit was... Oh, I think I know. It was with the anesthetic. That's what Kanade said, at least. A lot of it was used. No, it's the anesthetic solution, right?
We might have all been plastered, but Riri wouldn't have just stayed still while someone stuck a hook into him.
Maybe they stunned him by hitting him with
Nope.
a blunt weapon?
No, they wouldn't risk Yuri dying right there.
Regardless, it's certain that the culprit did something to immobilize Yuri's
No!
body.
Why did I do that? That doesn't sound right. I should concentrate and think. How the culprit restrained Yuri. There must be evidence relating to the method they used. Let's think back on what I found during the investigation. Why did I do that?
We might have all been plastered, but Riri wouldn't have just stayed still while someone stuck a hook into him.
Maybe they stunned him by hitting him with a blunt weapon?
Is that it?
No, they wouldn't risk Yuri dying right there.
Regardless, it's certain that the culprit did something to immobilize Yuri's body.
Perhaps he was so drunk that he passed out.
No.
Wait, no, that's dumb. I'm sorry.
Okay, so it's probably what Hibiki said.
We might have all been plastered, but Riri wouldn't have just stayed still while someone stuck a hook into him.
Maybe they stunned him by hitting him with a blunt weapon?
No, that's wrong!
Okay, I was about to say, how was that incorrect? There's literally nothing else I could have shot it at.
I have evidence that the culprit didn't use such a straightforward method, Hibiki.
This trial is starting to get really
We
good.
found traces of an anesthetic solution on the floor of the bell tower.
Anesthetic solution?
Yep.
Kanade told me that it's similar to the kind used in the operating room during major surgeries.
Yes, you can get some from the infirmary.
Its presence at the bell tower leaves no doubt that the culprit used the anesthetic to subdue Mr. Kagurine.
Yeah, but how are
Do you think that's the same thing the culprit used when they attacked me?
Probably, but how are they so stupid that they left it at the crime scene?
Maybe. But that's besides the point, Yotoko. So be quiet.
Fine.
And there's one more thing I know about the anesthetic.
Everything I learned about the anesthetic is what? What? I actually don't remember. Hold on, let me read these. Leftover bottles, feathered life jacket. I'm guessing this is it.
Shoot.
No, that's not it. What the hell? What is it? I honestly don't know what it is. Apparently can. Oh, it's what Kanade said.
Got it.
Okay.
Kanade went to the infirmary after finding the anesthetic, and she discovered that a single syringe had disappeared.
A syringe?
Yes. You can use that particular syringe to conveniently calculate the sedation time using the scale on the barrel.
That's great and all, but how do you know all?
I watch a lot of medical dramas. Is there a problem?
I did it again. I did it again.
I'm not saying there's a problem, but...
No one found a syringe or anything like that while investigating, right? That means...
The culprit still has the syringe with them.
Should we frisk everyone here?
I
don't-
don't think they'd be idiotic enough to have it on their person. But we can be sure that they hid it somewhere.
Yeah. I don't. Like, why would they have it on them? That's so stupid.
If they used a syringe with an anesthetic solution, they could subdue Yuri even if he wasn't drunk.
What?
There's one thing that's really bothering me. When Sora and I last saw Yuri, he seemed convinced a woman was trying to take his life, saying things like, "Not
Oh,
everyone
yeah.
gets to be killed by a cute classmate," and "being born a man and achieving my dream."
He said that as he was about to die? Eek!
So if he said that, does that make the culprit a woman after all?
No, he doesn't know who it was that attacked
The
him.
thing that's bothering me is that Yuri told all of us that he would cooperate with the female culprit, but they restrained him and waited until he was drunk. If the culprit was a female, that wouldn't be necessary.
That's what I've been saying since the beginning.
Yeah, that's true. It'd just create more evidence, right?
Let's review. Assuming the culprit is male, he would only be able to target Yuri after yesterday's party. We still have no idea what happened before nighttime, though. Assuming the culprit is female, she would be able to get to Yuri at any time inside the monocruise. However, she wouldn't have had enough time to prepare for the crime in the morning. Like
Yeah.
the other scenario, we still have no idea what happened before nighttime.
About what happened before nighttime. Doesn't it seem possible that the culprit's preparations took place during that time?
What?
During nighttime?
Like Kokoro said, anyone can stay outside the monocruise at night using the loophole in the rules.
So that person would have to understand
We
that.
can't explain how the culprit prepared for their crime during the short time frame in the morning. So we can just assume by default that it took place at night.
That's almost 9 hours. Would it really take them that long to prepare for the murder?
I know.
I'm not sure. They just need to prepare the hooks, the rope, the anesthetic, the wires, and that's all, I think.
That would take a lot of time, though.
Wait, none of you can possibly think that the culprit simply dragged Yuri up with just a rope, do you?
Huh?
That's what happened, though.
I did think something was amiss when you began accusing Yotoko. You've been mistaken from the beginning.
What are you talking about?
The culprit didn't just drop Yuri to his death after dragging him up from the bell tower.
Then, what else did they do?
Oh, I see. It was so obvious that I almost missed it. Think.
What?
Yuri was short, but it's physically impossible for anyone to drag him hundreds of feet up to the bell tower. I doubt even Shinji could do it.
Really? If you used a lever of sorts, it might be possible.
Yes, it's possible. However, we were wrong in our initial assumption that the culprit was the one who pulled Yuri up.
What?
Our initial assumption was wrong?
So what? What's the problem?
I don't understand what's happening. The culprit didn't pull Yuri up. They moved Yuri using another method? Oh, the life jacket!
Allow me to remedy this situation. Kanade's explanation is correct. Think, Sora. You've seen the evidence too. I can remind you if you don't remember.
It's the life jacket. Alright, logic refresh start. Let's do this.
Yuri was dragged to the top of the tower at a great speed. This is an impossible feat for a regular person to accomplish. How was the culprit able to achieve this?
This is actually pretty cool, I like
Even
this.
if Yuri was dragged up indicates something was pulling him down from the
I can
other
see how
side.
this would be
Don't you
hard.
think? And
I should stop
you
talking
didn't
while she's
find
talking.
anyone on the top of the bell tower. So therefore, you can figure this out for yourself, can't you?
I agree with that.
Nice.
It's possible that Yuri wasn't dragged up by the culprit. It's more logical to think that he was pulled up in reaction to something else.
So they threw the life jacket down. Something was in the life jacket. I think I know what happened. I'm gonna let them talk.
What are you talking about?
There was a hook stuck in Yuri's calf, which was attached to a long rope. We thought that someone pulled Yuri up by that rope, but if you think about it, it's physically impossible for someone to do that on their own.
Huh? Are you sure?
Yeah, that'd be pretty heavy.
Furthermore, I discovered something with Setsuka earlier.
Oh, you're talking about the life jacket, aren't you?
Yes, someone had left it hidden outside of the bell tower. We found the same kind of hook that was stuck in Yuri's calf embedded into the life jacket, and that hook was attached to a rope. However, the end was cut off.
So, what does that mean?
Oh! So in other words, Yuri was connected to the life jacket by the hooked end of the rope. If the culprit jumped down from the bell tower while wearing the life jacket, Yuri would be pulled by the other end.
Yup, that is exactly what I was thinking. But who?
For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction.
Who in their right mind would jump from the top of the bell tower? You would have broken something.
Exactly. That's what the culprit did.
That fall is pretty high.
I don't get it. So why was Ruko at the top of the bell tower?
Well, according to Yoriko, she was attacked and found herself unconscious, and then awoke at the top of the bell tower.
Okay, so whoever killed Yuri, somehow ran into Yoriko, gave her the anesthetic, brought her to the top of the bell tower, and then jumped off the bell tower and killed Yuri. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
When I met Yuri on the first floor, the culprit must have been waiting for us at the top of the bell tower, along with the unconscious Yoriko.
Exactly.
That explains why Miss Kaguya was the only one there when Miss Sora and Mr. Maeda arrived. She was a red herring. The real culprit couldn't have been there. After all, they were already outside the bell tower when Mr. Kagurine was pulled up.
It makes sense in theory, but I don't think he'd be able to be pulled up so easily.
Why not?
There's tons of other factors involved, like friction and whatnot.
What does it even mean?
Sora, do you remember the bell ringing as Yuri was being pulled up?
Oh yeah!
Yes, and now I think I know why.
Yuri's pulled up as the culprit jumped down, and his body must have hit the bell. The evidence that proves that is the broken wires. Or the marks on the bell. The marks.
Got it.
Yeah. Why'd I see the broken wires?
Threaded the rope through the hanging bell and used it as a fulcrum. I can't draw that well, but I'll draw you a picture to illustrate. Iroha.
Oh, Iroha
may I
can do
borrow your
that.
sketchbook?
Aw. That's kind of cute.
This is how the culprit did it. As you all know, the hole in the top of the bell is very small. Small enough that the hook can't pass through it. I suspect that the culprit attached the hooks after first threading the rope through the hole.
That's really high up. How is that even possible? Well, I get it, but Sora, your drawings could use some improvement.
Okay, but come on. I'm not the ultimate artist or whatever you are.
How did the culprit adjust the length of the rope? It sounds simple in theory, but they could have easily fallen to their death if they'd miscalculated.
I believe they practiced it beforehand. If you look at the marks on the bell, they don't look shallow enough to have been made by a single attempt.
So whoever
Are you
did
proposing
this...
that the culprit practiced this act many times before committing the actual crime?
Yeah, they were doing
Yes.
this
The
for...
hooks that were connected to Yuri couldn't have passed through the hole in the bell, so the culprit wouldn't fall. The marks on the bell are probably from the friction caused by the rope, and also from the metal hooks scraping against the bell. After the culprit used the correct rope length to reach the surface, they could cut the end of the rope attached to the life jacket, and Yuri would fall to the ground due to the shifting weight and balance. This is the truth of the crime scene that Yuki and I witnessed.
Wait a moment. Even if the culprit accounted for the length of the rope, the bell tower is far too tall. If they fell while hanging from just a life jacket with a hook, the force from the landing would dislocate their shoulders.
That is a very good point. That is a very good point. Without anything to cushion the impact. Something to cushion the impact. Installed that object? Wait, what? The life jacket. No! I'm actually kind of confused. Wait.
Got it.
What?
Earlier,
They used the
I was
wires!
wondering why the culprit would go through all the trouble of setting up those wires. The answer to Kanari's question is probably the broken wires.
The broken wires?
They used the wires! Oh my
Yuri
gosh!
was cut by the wires as he was dragged up at a high speed. The resulting friction in the process may have had the effect of cushioning the impact.
Now I get it. The wires weren't meant to kill Yuri, but rather to lessen the impact of the fall. This explains why the culprit went through the tedious work of setting up those wires.
Without a doubt.
This is an insane murder plan.
There's
What?
something bothering me. If the wires were sharp enough to slice through flesh, why didn't they cut the rope? If it really was that sharp, it should have cut the rope attached to Yuri too.
That rope was made from special materials.
What does that even mean?
It's a tough one from the mart that won't break unless you carefully cut through its padding. I thought it was cool, so I took note of it. I didn't expect it to be used in a murder, though.
Huh.
So, Ruko's not the culprit?
No, you dumbass! We've been saying this for like 30 minutes. What? Maybe I just hate Hibiki too much. Maybe I'm being mean.
That's what I've been telling you from the start. I'm a victim here too.
That's too bad.
How is that too bad?
What? What do you mean that's too bad?
Now we have to suspect everyone besides you as the culprit. How are we supposed to narrow it down to the culprit now?
I see. So we're back at the start?
Not really. We did learn something from the previous discussion. The culprit should have been outside the monocruise during nighttime after they kidnapped Yuri.
Huh? How do you know that?
Think about it. If the culprit was able to do test runs to adjust the rope's length exactly as they needed, then they must have had enough time to do so. Being outside during nighttime with no one else but Yuri gives the culprit plenty of time to run trials without anyone finding out.
Good point.
That is a very good
Someone
point.
surely would have noticed the culprit if he was doing trial runs during daytime.
How is it that the ultimate lucky student in every game is always so smart? Like, damn, they are on top of their stuff, dude.
Furthermore, there was a prevailing misconception that no one could exit the monocruise during nighttime. I'm sure the culprit thought there would be a good time to test their plan.
Yeah, I'm surprised that we still held that belief until now when people like Kokoro already knew that wasn't the case.
Well, I just stayed up all night once.
Based on the previous discussion, we can infer that the culprit is a man. As we already know, a woman would have no reason to use such difficult methods.
It's true that Mr. Kagurine's death would be automatically attributed to a woman due to his previous outburst. So, should a man have committed the crime, the very act of murder itself would become his alibi. A rather clever ploy, I must admit.
Yeah, that is very
So
smart.
now that we know that, we can just narrow it down from all the guys here, right?
In that case, we already know the culprit. It's either Mikado or Shobai.
Bro, stop.
Shobai doesn't have an alibi, and Mikado's the mastermind.
Please do not forget my sincere wish for a class trial free of prejudice. It should be unquestionably clear that I am giving it my all to unveil the truth.
This dude is sleeping?
Huh? Shobai, were you asleep this whole time?
Huh. Still not over.
Oh my god.
You must be crazy. Our lives are at stake right now, and you just dozed off?
Hey, you've got all you need. I know the whole story, but you guys don't need my help to figure it out.
Oh my god.
I haven't been getting a lot of sleep lately. Wake me up when it's over.
He's actually
It's
sleeping.
insane.
Anyways, Shobai or Mikado being the culprit seems unlikely, big bro. The culprit must have stayed late at the party last night to kidnap Yuri. But neither Mikado or Shobai were included in that group.
Ugh, but you know, can't Mikado use magic? You've seen him flying around like nothing. Kidnapping Yuri with those abilities would be a piece of cake.
Yeah, this dude can literally instant transmission, like...
Nox's second law. All supernatural and preternatural agencies are ruled out as a matter of course.
His mask is so, like... His mask is so cool, but he's so evil. Like, dude, oh my god. His character is so cool.
What the heck is that?
An absolute code of logic in detective fiction that cannot be violated. It forbids supernatural or unrealistic phenomena from interfering with murders.
Oh, I know that! Isn't it from Umineko when they cry?
What?
I give you my most sincere, emphatic vow that I do not use my magic for matters relating to murder cases.
I'm not sure I get it, but how can you be so sure? Do you really think we'd ever believe the word of the mastermind?
It seems I am left with little choice. Monaco, I humbly request that you add a new rule. Mikado Sanoji cannot use magic for any purpose relating to a murder case.
Wow.
Are you sure about that rule?
Yeah, like, what?
Absolutely. I've already resolved to seal my magic, and its very existence seems to be a hindrance to the natural progression of this trial. I wish to use this opportunity to clarify my position within this killing game.
Very well. The regulations will be updated once the trial is over. Mikado Sanoji cannot use magic for any purpose relating to a murder case.
He really just nerfed himself.
As a reminder, the penalty will be execution should you fail to comply.
I understand completely. You have my deepest gratitude.
So Mikado can't be the culprit.
Why are you trying to make this problem harder than it is?
You're the one who isn't telling us anything.
The answer is already out. There's a suspicious individual who satisfies every condition.
Really?
Huh?
You spoke about the conditions to be the culprit beforehand. Think it over. The individual you referred to is in plain sight.
I actually don't know who it is. Who could it be?
The conditions that we brought up were...
The culprit was among those who stayed late at yesterday's party.
Okay, so the people who stayed late were Setsuka, Shinji, Yoriko, Hajime, Yuri, and I think that's it.
The culprit was also part of the group that prepared the party.
Additionally, we figured out that the culprit is a man while discussing the Life Fest and the murder rehearsals.
Man who stayed late last night helped prepare the party. Yeah, Setsuka, Hajime, Shinji, Yuri, Emma, and Yoriko. The group that prepared the party was Mikado, Yoriko, Setsuka, Hajime, Yuki, and the culprit. Setsuka, Hajime, Yuri. Hajime! It's Hajime!
It can only
No
be you.
way!
Was it you?
My mouth is agape right now, bro. I'm sorry. Let me continue.
Hajime Makinochi.
What?
Was it you, Hajime?
What?
Wait a minute, Sora. You think Hajime's the culprit?
There's nobody aside from Hajime that meets all the conditions to be the culprit. He helped prepare the party and stayed late to drink with Yuri. He's the only one who was in both groups, and is a man as well.
He's silent.
Precisely.
Is it actually
I
him?
have been suspecting Hajime since the beginning.
How'd you know right off the bat?
You will remember my question at the start of the investigation. I asked, how do you feel about this murder?
Ah, yes. But how is that relevant?
I can figure out whether a person is lying or not just by hearing them talk.
What? That is so overpowered.
What? So you knew Hajime was the culprit just from that one question?
Miss Mitsume, that sounds like an even more magical ability than my own spells.
I cannot be completely sure of my deduction, naturally, but were I to narrow down my suspects, however, I can figure out the answer by simply comparing the evidence to each suspect. From that, my deduction is that the culprit is Hajime Makunochi.
He's silent.
Then Yuri's murderer, the person that attacked me, it was all him?
And it makes sense too, because to carry Yoriko, I'm pretty sure Yoriko isn't white. You'd have to be pretty strong, and Hajime can do that quickly. He's buff.
Hey, hold on a damn second. Why am I the culprit all of a sudden? Don't you remember? I may fit the bill, but that doesn't change the fact that I was drunk. The only person who wasn't drunk was Yoriko. Don't tell me you all forgot about that.
Yeah, that's true, but...
Why are you agreeing with him? You're incriminating yourself.
Yoriko was the only sober person at the party, and even she agrees I was drunk. How could I possibly have killed Yuri? You all said the culprit made serious preparations. Stuff like trial runs. Wouldn't that be impossible to do if you're drunk? Are you guys really accusing me as the culprit? Just because I fit your little conditions? Because if you are, I'm about to get really mad.
No, if we assume that Hajime is the culprit, every puzzle piece fits right into place. I suppose we should discuss just how these pieces fit as our next discussion.
The culprit couldn't have planned out their crimes while drunk. So they must have been someone who didn't consume alcohol.
Right. There's no way Hajime's the culprit.
Shinji, please make judgments based on logic, not your friendship. There's plenty of reasons why Hajime is suspicious.
No matter how suspicious I am, I couldn't have done anything while I was drunk. Ask Yoriko and check yourself.
What Hajime just said
No,
is
wait,
true.
the bottles. Because one of them wasn't
Hajime,
alcohol.
Everyone who stayed to enjoy the party last night were completely except me.
Wait, where is it? Yeah, okay.
Are you sure about that? Did you somehow check their blood alcohol content?
You do know you can tell if someone's drunk without checking that, right?
Hibiki is so dumb. Oh my god. Alright,
The culprit
let's do
couldn't
this.
have planned out their crimes while drunk. So they must have been someone who didn't consume alcohol.
It's not that.
Right. There's no...
Shinji, there's plenty of reasons.
No matter how suspicious I ask Yoriko and check your...
What Hajime just
Okay.
said is including Hajime.
Here it is.
Everyone who stayed to enjoy the party last night.
No, that's wrong.
Everyone was completely drunk last night? I'm not so sure about that.
I'm starting to like Sora. I'm starting to like her a lot.
I found these liquor bottles in the guest house, and some of them were filled with water.
Water?
Yeah, water.
At first, I thought it was mixed in during the whole mess of alcohol being brought to the party, But now that I think about it, it's possible that the culprit was just pretending to be drunk and drank water instead.
Yep. He's not even talking.
Wait a minute. I don't remember much because of my foggy memory. But are you saying that someone was just acting as if they were drunk?
If
They had
Hajime
to
was
be.
acting drunk during the party, he knew we would cross him off the suspect list. There's more to it than just that.
I'm on the right track here. Something I heard earlier should further condemn Hajime, which is... Which is what? Shinji's account!
Shoot!
What? Shinji literally said that Hajime... Maybe I'm jumping the gun. But Shinji literally said, oh, Hajime said he had to do something. Like, what? If it's not that, then what is it? Is it the leftover bottles?
Crap!
What is it? What? What? What could it be? Literally, what could it be? That doesn't make sense. Is it Yuriko's account?
Got it.
How is it Yuriko's
Look,
account?
Do you remember what you told me earlier? You said Yuri left to go to the washroom before you all went back to the monocruise.
Yes, I did.
Didn't you also say that someone else left with Yuri
Okay,
at
that makes
time?
more sense. That makes more sense than I thought it would.
You said you couldn't remember who that someone was, but do you think that person could have been Hajime?
Huh? Give me a second to think.
What do you mean, give me a second to think? What? How do you not remember?
Wait, I think I remember. That person told us to go ahead while he took Riri to the washroom. They told us they'd follow us back right after. They had blonde hair and bulky muscles. It was Mac!
It was Hajime. He's not even saying anything.
Yes, I believe it was. I wasn't paying much attention back then because I was under the influence. The thought that a murder would occur had hardly crossed my mind that night.
You both remember? Jeez, why can't I remember?
I guess you're just dumb. You're built stupid.
Even the drunk people remember what happened. Why couldn't you, Yoriko? Because your brain has more air bubbles than last night's booze.
Wow, okay. I thought Kanade was a nice girl. No, she's crazy.
I can't take note of everything while I'm completely absorbed in taking care of drunk people. Why are you being so harsh with me?
Because your bad memory frustrates me. Had you remembered, we could have pinned down the culprit much faster than we did. But thanks to the testimonies from the others, I think we have got the culprit set in stone. Yuri must have been completely drunk. He couldn't even walk on his own. In fact, wouldn't he nearly be out cold, considering the fact that he didn't refuse help from a man like Hajime?
So Hajime lied about Yuri going to the washroom and left off with him, then never came back to the monocruise.
Damn.
Considering Hajime as the culprit allows everything we've talked about so far to make perfect sense. Hajime, did you really murder Yuri?
Your argument is too soft!
Shinji, come on, man.
Wait, Sora, please! Hajime's the culprit? That can't be right. Hajime has an alibi. Please, let me explain.
Shinji's account,
I know
yeah.
fighting with words isn't my thing, but I'll have to do it to fight you, Sora. I have to do it for my friend.
Alright, I gotta change the truth arrow to Shinji's account. I think. No. Wait, what?
Hajime and I go jogging every morning.
Ah!
That's our routine, right after waking up. As always, I was waiting for him. Like I said, while I was waiting, I saw Yoruko leaving the monocruise. Hajime did arrive a bit later than usual, but...
Okay.
A murder in that small gap is impossible. He's a cool guy. When a man's gotta go, he's gotta go.
No, yeah, like, go die. That's what we mean.
Shinji, don't you think the fact that he arrived late itself rouses suspicion? Hajime is pretty strict about time as far as I know. Even if what you said is true, something about his actions are strange.
Yes, they're certainly strange. But when the discovery announcement was made, Hajime was with us at the dining hall. If Hajime committed the murder at the bell tower, he wouldn't have returned in time to...
I'll pierce through.
Yes! Oh my gosh. Man.
Sorry, Shinji. Hajime actually could have easily made it back in time. The body discovery announcement was made sometime after Yuri's death.
What?
Of course. The announcement is only made when 3 or more people discover the body.
How long did it take us to get to the top of the stairs?
There was no announcement when Sora and I saw Yuri's corpse. Monoko announced the discovery only after we ran to the top and met Yoriko, and she also saw the body.
So, did it go something like this? From Yuri's death to the body discovery announcement, the culprit had extra time to move around while Sora and Yuki climbed up the stairs.
Exactly. He's not saying anything.
As everyone who used the stairs during the investigation knows, it takes at least 5 minutes to get to the top.
Damn! 5 minutes?
Of course, the culprit was able to quickly get down safely by jumping off the tower using his fulcrum mechanism.
Dude, if you didn't die from that fall, like, you gotta have some good cushioning.
This is a small island. If you run fast enough from the bell tower to the monocruise, wouldn't it be possible to meet with everyone else at the dining hall before the announcement?
Then...
Wait,
Damn.
but didn't Shinji say he went jogging with Hajime? Yuri died at 7:30 a.m. If they went jogging together right after the morning announcement, how did Hajime kill Yuri?
Shinji and I briefly parted ways while jogging.
But that was just to get your girl card that you left at the guest house, right?
Nah, that's suspicious. That is so suspicious.
Even that didn't take more than 10 minutes. Executing this whole murder plan in such a short time isn't possible.
There's one thing that keeps bothering me. Do we agree that the culprit attacked Yuko right after the door opened, and then they carried her to the top of the tower? If so, they attacked Yuko and moved her to the bell tower at 7 o'clock on the dime, returned to the monocruise and met with Shin, started jogging, parted with him, and went to the top of the tower again, checked that you and Rara were there, and murdered Riri by jumping off. Dealt with the rope and the life vest, and then came back to the monocruise. All within such a short period of time?
That is a very good point. However, I feel like Hajime would be able to do that. I really do.
Shinji, at what time did you meet with Hajime this morning?
Well, it was around 7:15 a.m.
Okay, yeah, no, that was
Even
enough
if we
time.
say the culprit ambushed Yoriko at 7 a.m. 5 minutes to run to the tower, 5 minutes to rush up the stairs, 5 minutes to rush back down, 5 minutes back to the cruise. There just wouldn't be enough time, even if Hajime buffed up his strength somehow.
Nah, I think he did
There'd
it.
be enough time, all right. All you have to do was remove a step, and all the pieces fit perfectly into place. Remove a step? Were the stairs the only way down? No. He could have slid down the rope, as if he were riding an elevator.
Wow, I didn't even think about that.
Didn't he already adjust their rope length for that?
Ah, that makes sense.
But wasn't the rope that connected to the life vest also connected to Yuri's body? Yuri died at 7:30 a.m., but if he rode the rope at that time, he would have killed Yuri after jumping. That's still a problem.
He just had to get rid of the rope's connection with Yuri. Hajime could have simply yanked out the hook from Yuri's calf while he was carrying Yoriko to the top.
That's why there were 2 holes in his legs!
Ew. Not a lot of people wander outside in the morning. And Hajime would be the first person to enter the bell tower. Wouldn't everything be solved if we assume that he put it back into Yuri's leg?
That's why there were 2 holes! That sounds so wrong. That's why there were The wound he had was on his other calf, yeah.
Got it. The mysterious stab wound on Yuri's right calf. Kanade's hypothesis would explain how that wound was created in the first place. Initially, the hook was in Yuri's right calf, but in order to save time after moving Yoriko to the top, the culprit used it as a mode of transportation.
In other words,
That must have hurt, dude. Yuri
the
suffered so
culprit took out
much.
the hook from his right calf to move down, then hooked it back into Riri's left calf when he returned?
After meeting with Shinji, the only thing left for him was to take his plan into action. So when he saw Yuki and Sora making their way to the top of the bell tower, he jumped down to kill Yuri.
Wait, Rara. You said a while ago that the culprit used wires to slow the falling and cushion the impact.
Yeah.
But if he used the rope before the murder like you just said, doesn't that mean there was nothing to cushion the impact?
That's true. The wires cutting Yuri's body would break the fall when the culprit killed him. But if he jumped with nothing but a small hook on the other side, there wouldn't be anything to slow him down.
I thought he used the rope to ride down the side of the tower, not jump off the tower.
Isn't this a bit problematic? I remember Miss Little Sis saying anyone who fell from that height would get their shoulders crushed.
No, it's not a problem this time. I know this sounds like I'm contradicting my own words, but unlike back then, we know for sure who the culprit is.
The culprit? Are you speaking of Hajime?
Earlier, I said anyone would end up with a shoulder injury because I didn't know who the culprit was. But Hajime is the ultimate boxer. Wouldn't he be able to withstand some degree of impact with his
Alright, but
physique?
from that high?
After all, no one cares more about their health than he does.
From that high? I don't know, man. That's
The life vest
it's
also
a bit
would have absorbed
far-fetched.
some of the impact, right?
He's not even saying anything. I don't think that's what happened, but
But doesn't that sound a bit unrealistic?
yeah.
And even if he could survive the fall, that doesn't explain why he would bother setting up those wires. Why waste time preparing a braking system when you can just endure the impact in the first place?
So you don't die. What?
Opinion, whom amongst us would possess the fortitude necessary to pull off such a feat?
Huh? Well, based on pure muscle, I guess Hajime or Big Bro?
Do you see? The list of potential culprits has instantaneously been reduced to 2 individuals.
Yeah. She doesn't even know what's happening.
The fact that they were set up could be so the culprit could use their existence as an alibi.
Why does she ever open her right eye? It's been closed ever since the game started.
If there weren't any breaks, the second that jumping trick was revealed, our first question would obviously be, who could endure the impact?
Exactly. Of course, he also might have still needed a safety device to lessen the pain of the full impact, regardless of whether or not Hajime ended up enduring the impact. It's a definitive truth that the culprit jumped twice from the top of the bell tower,
Okay, she is really carrying this case, so I gotta hand it to her for that.
and therefore our conclusion would also be correct. Perhaps we should also examine Hajime's shoulders and see if we find any other condemning evidence.
Examine Hajime's shoulders.
Yeah, the culprit would have had plenty of time at night to estimate the strength of the impact through experimentation.
He's not even saying anything, man.
If I may interject, Yuki stated that he received a message from Yuri asking for assistance. But the existence of this correspondence in itself is extremely suspicious. Yuri, with his acute misinjury, reaching out to another man on the verge of his own death, is it not unnatural?
Most certainly. Yuki even said that Yuri was delighted at the idea of being killed by a woman. It's definitely not the attitude of someone who would ask for help if such a thing had actually happened.
The message was probably sent to Yuki by Hajime, using Yuri E-Handbook Plus to create an alibi.
How? What?
That way, he'd be able to make whoever witnessed the murder scene run up to the top of the tower to catch the culprit.
Now I see why he used a syringe with measurements on it to inject the anesthetic. It was to make sure that Yuri woke up the second Sora and I got to the tower.
So, Jimmy was really thinking that far ahead when he planned the murder?
Hey! Why are you all so confident that Hajime's the culprit?
So the culprit set up wires not only to cushion the impact, but to confuse us and set up an alibi. And then he used the rope to move down. I'd say that theory checks out. But why did he put the hook in Yuri's leg and then take it back out? He could have gone down the tower with the rope first and then put it in his leg.
That... I feel like he would have torn his leg apart.
Could it
if he
be,
did that.
perchance, that Miss Kabuya's interference threw a wrench into the culprit's machinations?
Through a wrench?
Allow me to explain my reasoning. Being unable to enter the monocruise once the slumbering hours occurred, the culprit was left with no option but to wait until morning. Therefore, it was crucial that they board the ship the moment the gates opened so they could play the part of the innocent. But Miss Kabuya stated that she exited the monocruise the instant the gates opened. Perhaps the two had a fateful encounter. Thus, the culprit had no choice but to ambush her in order to eliminate any possibility of her going to the bell tower. It would have completely jeopardized his carefully laid out plans, after all.
I
agree with Mikado. If you think about it, jumping off the top of the bell tower like that without anything to cushion your fall is just insane.
Yeah, you would die.
It would have been a risky gamble, even for Hajime. He wouldn't have done it unless he was forced to, due to some outside interference.
But, like, why did Ruko even go out that early in the morning? It makes her super suspicious, you know?
I told you already. I just wanted to get a head start on my investigation. With everyone's morale being boosted from the party, I felt motivated to really give it my all. But the murder made the whole thing pointless, of course.
Well, I think we finally put all the pieces together. Is there anything we're missing, Hajime?
Wow, she's asking him directly.
Hey, Hajime. I still believe in you. Why are you just standing there? Tell them they're wrong!
I'm getting some Mondo and Taka vibes, man. This is... Oh, Hajime. Why?
I admit, everything they've said seems to line up nicely. I'm not sure where to start.
Maybe that's because you're guilty?
That's enough! Don't you believe in your friends at all?
You're all teaming up on me with weak, bullshit speculation. There's nothing else to say.
Alright, let's do this.
What a load of crap! You've got no proof! Why are you suspecting me? That ain't convincing! I refuse to believe this! I'm done for. It's over. What's the point? What a load of crap!
Damn,
that ain't
man.
convincing! You've got no proof!
Oh,
Why
no!
are you
How do I
suspecting
reload?
me? You guys really falling
Oh,
for
shit.
this? I refuse to believe this! Your logic is bullshit! You've got no evidence! That ain't convincing! You guys really falling for this shit? I refuse to believe this! A load of crap! You've got no proof! What's the point? That ain't convincing! What's the point? You guys really falling for this shit?
I'm starting to feel bad for Hajime, man. But why did he do it?
That ain't convincing! You've got no proof! Why are you suspecting me? You guys really falling for this shit? I refuse to believe this! Your logic is bullshit! It's over. It's over. You guys really falling for this shit? I refuse to believe this!
Wow, I can't...
What a load of crap! You've got no proof!
So, I actually just pressed shift so much that shift lock turned on and made me exit the game. So, I just took a ton of damage for no reason.
You've got no proof! What's the point? You guys really falling for this shit? I refuse to believe this! Your logic is bullshit! You've got no evidence. What's the point? Your logic is bullshit! Why are you suspecting me? Really
I feel bad for Hajime, man. I don't want to do this.
Why are you suspecting me? That ain't convincing! I refuse to believe this! What a load of crap! That ain't convincing!
Oh, shit.
I refuse to believe this! Logic is bullshit! Why are you suspecting me? You guys really falling for this shit? What a load of crap! Why are you suspecting me? Got no proof! That ain't convincing! I refuse to believe
I gotta reload
this.
faster.
No evidence. A load of crap! That ain't convincing! I refuse to believe this! Logic is bullshit! Why are you suspecting me? You guys really falling for this shit? No evidence. A load of crap!
Oh, this is really starting to get difficult fast.
That ain't convincing! I refuse to believe this!
I can't move while reloading either, so...
That ain't convincing! I refuse to believe this! Logic is bullshit! Why are you suspecting me? You guys really falling for this shit? No evidence. I'm done for. Why are you suspecting me? That ain't convincing! It's over. You guys really falling for this shit? It's over. What a load of crap! That ain't convincing! I refuse to believe this! Got no evidence.
I can't move while reloading! Why?
You've got no evidence. What's the point? What's the point? You've got no proof. Why are you suspecting me? Convincing. The logic is bullshit. Guys really falling for this shit? To believe
I can't believe it's Hajime. Hajime's the first killer?
You've got no evidence. Logic is bullshit. A load of crap. Got no proof. You've got no evidence. Why are you suspecting me? I refuse to believe this. Got no proof. Why are you suspecting me? Convincing. Logic is bullshit. Guys really falling for this shit? To believe this. Got no evidence.
Oh, man.
Tell me why the hell I'm suspicious.
This is the end.
No! Stop it!
I don't want to do this, man.
Hey, Hajime, are you really going to insist that you were drunk?
This is what Danganronpa does to someone. You don't want to convict the person because you have empathy. And then you have to convict the person and you feel sad when they're about to get executed. And all the... You know what?
Hajime Makanouchi got completely drunk? That's not like you at all, Hajime.
Nobody in our group cares more about their health than you, Hajime. I thought it was kind of strange that you were drinking at the party. You did say drinking a bit was good for your health, but you've made it sound like you drank way more than that.
And I just can't see someone like you not being able to restrain themselves from drinking.
There's a little thing called mood at a party, you know? I'm human just like the rest of you. Even I can cut loose and ignore my health for a bit.
Ah, Mac. I just remembered. You were the one who invited Riri to the party, weren't you?
That, yeah, he just took a critical hit.
Right.
It's
He
over.
suggested that we invite Yuri, saying he's not entirely a bad person. Even then, he hadn't forgotten to talk about the importance of health.
Damn it! Hajime, what the hell were you thinking?
Dude.
I'm not the culprit.
Fine, have it your way. Let's review this case from the start. Then you'll have no choice but to admit to your crimes.
What was Hajime's motive, now that I think about it? Why did he kill Yuri? Alright, closing argument. I feel like this is wrong. I feel like I already got it wrong. Yeah, okay. And then they had an idea. Wait, no. Yeah, they had an idea, and they talked about Yuri. What? Okay. Yeah. So that happened first. Alright. Okay. This happened first. This happened next. This happened third, and then this happened last. Nice. Okay. So... yeah. They helped Yuri. Oh, fuck. I did that wrong. I did that wrong. No, I did that wrong. Damn it. Okay. This happened first. This happened next. That happened. And then they gave Yuri anesthetics. And then... yeah. I don't know why Yuriko did this. I mean... wait. Yeah, hold on. Okay. So... yeah, this had to have happened first. Then this. Then this. Then this. Okay. Yeah. They attacked Yuriko. Okay, yeah. They carry... yeah, okay, this happened next. Then they carried her to the top, and then jumped off. Okay. Let's look back in Yuri's other cast. What? Okay, yeah. This happened first. This happened next. This had to have happened first, yeah. What? I'm so confused. Wait, sends a message to Yuki. Okay, that happened. This also happened, though. This had to have happened first. He met up with them. They went for their run. Wait, what is this? The culprit saw that Yuki and I arrived at the bell tower. That should not matter at all. Yeah, this must be it. Yeah, that was it. Okay. Yuri got the message, yeah. Wait. Yeah, this, and then this. What? What am I doing wrong? Okay. I feel like I just did this wrong. Is that not it? That was it? What? Okay, I don't understand how that was it, but... Yuki and I discovered Yuri's corpse. Okay, that happened last. He was pulled up. Yeah. I have to actually think about this because I'm about to lose. So, okay. The culprit carries... No, that already happened. That also already happened. Culprit definitely returns to the monikers and successfully joins the others before the body discovery announcement. Oh, so that had to have happened after these. Yeah.
This is the truth
Okay.
of the case.
Here we go.
It
Oh,
all
they use
began when
V3's
Lee
music!
started saying all that weird stuff about wanting to die for a single woman. He knew we were all growing desperate, so he offered any girl the chance to kill him and escape. Unfortunately, his words caught the attention of this case's culprit. If Yuri had been killed, everyone would suspect a woman of being the culprit. The culprit used this to their advantage in the murder. However, Yuri had locked himself away and only answered to women. Setsuka decided she wanted to host a surprise party to get everyone to cheer up. Our culprits saw this party as a critical part of their plan. After getting himself involved with the party setup, he was able to convince everyone to invite Yuri. While preparing the party, our culprit took the opportunity to swap some of the drinks with alcohol. This was to make sure people would get drunk. It wasn't long after the party started when Yuri, a man who was fond of alcohol, had become completely intoxicated.
Yeah, Yuri looks really cute there. Looks kind of cute.
Both our culprit and the victim drank late into the night until they had to return to the monocruise. Once the party reached its end, our culprit helped Yuri and slipped away from the others. As a result, both the culprit and the victim were left all alone at night outside the monocruise. Once separated, the culprit took our victim directly to the bell tower. Since this all took place at night, there were no witnesses or interruptions that could affect them. Yuri was already passed out from being drunk, but to be extra sure, our culprit used a syringe to inject him with an anesthetic solution that would keep him out for a long time.
This is such a crazy murder plan.
Since our culprit had plenty of time until morning, he took some time to practice his method. It was during this practice that they made sure all of their measurements were perfect. Once the culprit was satisfied with their preparations, they had to wait outside until morning. Once the morning announcement went off, our culprit was going to enter the monocruise. However, as soon as the doors opened, Yoriko stepped out of the monocruise. If she had gone to the bell tower, this whole case would have been ruined for the culprit. The culprit had no choice but to inject her with the remaining anesthetic and moved her to the bell tower. Although the decision was made in the moment, it actually ended up driving suspicion away from them. During this time, the culprit had become late to the morning jog with Shinji, so they had to hurry. So, they removed the hook from Yuri's right calf while moving Yoriko. Going both up and down the stairs would take too much time, so they decided to use the hook as a means of transportation. With Yoriko in tow, the culprit rushed to the top of the bell tower. With the hook detached, our culprit quickly jumped off the tower using their fulcrum method. Normally, they would injure themselves without the weight of Yuri and the wires to slow them down.
Yeah, how the hell did he do that?
But they decided to take a risk and put their faith into their fitness and health. Luckily for our culprit, his talent was perfect for something like this.
That is insane. He
The
jumped
culprit,
from that
who had
height?
shortened his travel time, joined with Shinji in the monocruise. During the jog, our culprit made an excuse to depart from Shinji for a moment. Returning to the bell tower, the culprit rearranged the hook placement. They couldn't reuse the right calf, as it had been completely torn up.
Yeah, so he had to put
they
it...
inserted it into the left calf. This is the reason he had wounds on both of his calves. Once everything was ready, the culprit used Yuri's e-handbook plus to send a distress message to Yuki.
Why Yuki? I feel like that was such an odd
As
choice.
Yuki received the distress message, our culprit quickly made their way up to the bell tower. Once the culprit heard that we had arrived and Yuri had woken up, the culprit jumped off the bell tower once again, this time with the intention of murder. Yuri, who was connected to the life jacket via the hooks, was sent flying into the air. As Yuri flew up, he was cut by several sharp wires that had been set up by the culprit.
Dude, this was such an awful... He suffered so much.
The culprit,
oh my
now
god.
safely on the ground, cut the rope, and Yuri was sent falling downwards to finish him off. Since there was nothing to slow his fall, it was without a doubt the true cause of death. Yuri, who we had just witnessed alive a moment earlier, was now a bloody mess on the ground. This is the truth of Yuri's death as Yuki and I had witnessed it. Once we saw the gruesome sight, we decided to rush up the stairs, hoping to find the culprit at the top. While we rushed to the top, the culprit disposed of the life jacket and was hurried towards the monocruise. Doing so would give them an alibi when the body discovery announcement went off. Fortunately for them and their fitness, they were able to make it back in time for the announcement. Right after the body discovery announcement, the culprit made their way to the bell tower with everyone else. In doing so, they reacted innocently with everyone else and pretended to be shocked by the event. However, this was all an act. In truth, they had been the one to kill Yuri. That culprit is without a doubt.
Dude, why? Why did he do it?
You, Hajime Makinochi, the ultimate boxer. It's over, Hajime. You are the culprit.
Well, I guess I can't argue against that.
Yeah, you really can't.
Does that mean?
It can't be helped. They got it all right. I'm sorry, Shinji, but I'm the culprit.
This is the hardest part of every game. Man, I did terrible. That was my first trial in this game, so... yeah, ooh. Wow, that's rough. That's real rough. Alright, that's cool. I got crow cards.
Have we reached a conclusion? That wasn't nearly as interesting as I thought it would be.
That was pretty damn interesting. What are you talking about?
Are you ready to see if your answer is right or wrong? As a warning, you only have one chance. I will assume that you've had enough time and proceed to the voting. Now everyone, choose who you think is the culprit with the switch in front of you. Will your answer be correct or incorrect? What will be the outcome?
Dude, Hajime is really the first killer. Like, what? Why? Why did he... this is what this game does. This is what this game does to people. He has nothing to say.
Oh.
I forgot I had to read. The one who killed Yuri Kagarin was Hajime Makinochi. Congratulations on coming to the correct conclusion.
Shit!
Hajime, how could you? He's got nothing to say. I'm sorry. That's it?
What is it?
Sorry, you're the culprit. You murdered Yuri, and all you have to say for yourself is I'm sorry? Why? Hajime, why would you of all people kill someone? Right, please give us an answer. Why did you kill Yuri, Hajime? I can't tell you! You're about to die anyway! Just tell us! You can't tell us. You wouldn't understand. Even if I did, it would only make you despise me more than you already do. Are you serious? It's your fault we had to go through this whole trial mess in the first place. Like... did Monochrome give him a motive video? Because that's what they get, like, every game. For the first, or at least for the first game. We do all this and you don't even give us a straight answer? Yeah, dude. Well, to be honest, you weren't very helpful. Yeah, you weren't. Hajime, please tell us. We just want to know why. Did you forget about the rules of the class trial? The rules? The Blacken's identity, if the Blacken's identity is revealed in the trial, they will be punished. Right, Hajime, you're about to die. Don't you realize that? Might as well tell us anyway. Indeed, those are the cruel rules of the class trial. If the Blacken is identified during the class trial, they alone will be punished. Since Monochrome confirmed our answer, Hajime is without a doubt the Blacken that killed Yuri. And thus, Hajime won't be able to escape from the inevitability of his imminent death. He's gonna die. She's right, Hajime, we won't despise you, but we have to know, what led you to commit murder? Was it just because you wanted to escape? Is that all?
That's...
It was the same for all of us. We all have friends and family waiting for us out there. We all had the willpower to hold in our desire to escape. It's hard to believe that Hajime would just murder someone because he wanted to leave. You must have had another reason, something that pushed you to commit murder. Hajime, just tell us what it was. If you don't, I really don't know if we'll ever be able to move forward from this. I'm sorry, I still can't tell. Bro, just tell us! What do you mean? Hajime!
Yeah, well...
But you're right, I didn't kill Yuri just to get off this island. Then why'd you do it? I had to commit murder, so I did. My decision didn't have a process. The only thing left to behold is the outcome. Whatever my true reason was, I killed Yuri. I'm not trying to make any excuses here. What does that even mean? I just want to die the way I am now as a murderer. Hajime.
Hey!
Die. Don't jump to conclusions. That's not decided yet. Just wait. Nah. What are you talking about? There's no exceptions to rules in this island. Are you turning to escapism now? No, but... Hold on just a second, Hajime. Did you say you wanted to die as a murderer? What are you getting at, Kokoro? That's not what you're thinking at all. What? What are you saying?
It's pointless.
You cannot deceive me, Hajime. The emotion in your words just now. You're hiding something. Yeah, you think? What's the matter, Kokoro? Oh, it is true that Hajime's words now seem stoic. His thoughts betray something else. Betray something else entirely? Hajime is under the belief that he himself will not die at all. What? What do you mean, Kokoro? Are you reading his thoughts or something? I know your mind reading is real, Koko, but doesn't it seem a bit off for Hajime to think that way right now?
Incorrect.
I cannot read his exact emotions because of those sunglasses covering his eyes. But I see that there wasn't an abnormal reason for your murder of Yuri. What was it?
You piece of...
I have no idea what you're talking about. I was prepared to die. I have nothing more to say. Monocro, just start your stupid punishment. What is happening? Mr. Makonochi, you may tell them. What?
So how's that?
You may tell them the truth. I suppose you're concerned about the consequences, but that is of no matter. Did Mikado give him a motive? Speak freely. Besides, I doubt we can hide this from Kokoro any longer.
You better watch
Hey,
it!
stop bothering him. Why are you trying to make that decision for him? Is this another one of your conspiracies? Mikado, are you sure it's okay? What is happening? Huh?
Good grief.
Completely. You are already aware of our abilities, yes? While we cannot reveal anything at this moment, telling them the reason for your murder should be acceptable. I will handle the aftermath. Do as you please, Mr. Makonochi. Those two, what are they talking about? Really? Well, if you say so. Nothing's ever gone wrong listening to you. Bro, I got chills and goosebumps all over my arms right now. Hajime, what's going on? After finishing that sentence, Hajime took a deep breath. Then he spoke. Whoa!
So, y'all want to know why I committed murder, huh? The answer's simple. It's because I was supposed to commit murder.
His eyes full of madness, his mouth letting out a twisted tone of voice. Hajime we knew was gone, and in place was a Hajime we'd never seen before.
What are you talking about, Hajime? You're acting really strange.
What's so strange? You all wanted to know why I did it, right? And it's just as I said. It was my mission to murder.
I don't understand what you're saying. And something doesn't look right about you now.
Sorry for keeping quiet.
So we had a serial killer?
But since
with
it's
us?
already too late, and Mikado gave me permission, I'd like to say it out loud to y'all.
Say what out loud?
How dangerous.
Although this must be painful to hear, it must reveal that Mr. Makonochi is a proud member of Void. Void, what's that? That's the name of the organization Mikado briefly mentioned on the first day we came to this island. Huh? Didn't he just make that up for his false persona? No. Apparently not. Looks like this wasn't the case. I don't feel bad for him anymore. That's right, I'm working with Mikado, the mastermind behind this whole killing game. What? It's a lie. This can't be. Bro, I feel bad for Shinji the most right now. He trusted Hajime.
Incorrect.
It's no lie. This fact perfectly explains Hajime's strange behavior. It was all planned out from the start. Then everything he did, everything we know him for, it was all an act?
On it.
I told you, didn't I? If I tell you why I killed, you'd all hate me even more. I was trying to pay you all back for our past week together by getting off the stage as quietly as possible. Hajime, were you really on the mastermind's side this whole time? That's right, I've been on his side from the very first day of this field trip. What the hell? No, before that, even from the very start of his plan. The world-famous boxing star Hajime Makunouchi involved in a large-scale criminal organization like this? Damn it, normally this would have been a perfect headline, but I'm in shock.
You better watch it!
Why? How come? What do you mean, supposed to murder?
Regardless.
They likely coordinated this event in advance. You must kill someone to escape this island. It's easier said than done. The killing game could easily fall into a deadlock when its centerpiece is something as wicked as murder. I suppose Hajime's role is to break the deadlock by committing the first murder, am I correct?
You're amazing.
Indeed, we planned everything in advance. It would have been Sarah... I can't pronounce that. For a murder to have occurred with without Mr. Makunouchi's involvement. But the reality is rarely that cooperative. The conversation at the dining hall yesterday. You remember what Yuri said? That our motive to murder was too weak? Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Back then, Mikado answered that the killing game was structured so that someone would kill. Is that what he meant by that? Yeah. Hajime worked for the mastermind and hid amongst us in our daily lives. And if a murder didn't occur, he was going to come out and do it himself.
So how's that?
Now that we've crossed this threshold, I believe it would be best to drive the dagger of despair in even deeper. Let me to reveal one more painful truth to all of you.
I'm just kidding around.
In truth, Mr. Makunouchi and I are not the only members of Void. What? Myself included, Void is an organization of 5 members in total. And they're all here? And all 5 of them are currently What?! I don't even want to, like, try to guess who they are, because I know I'm gonna be heartbroken. And I know you guys probably know who they are. Like, oh my god. What is this game? Do you fully grasp the implications of what this means? That means... there's more of us besides Hajime that are working for you right now? Yeah, like he's gonna tell you who they are. Oh.
Careful now.
Naturally, I cannot say. Oh, and if it wasn't already evident, the late Mr. Kagurine is excluded from all of this. It is truly a tragedy. He would have made this school trip so much more interesting had he lived a bit longer.
Yeah, well...
I had no choice. It was to create the conflict of a men versus women for the exact reproduction of the case. Yuri was the only one whose death would be able to achieve that. He stirred up theories of women being the culprit just by being the victim of this case. What? Hajime, don't tell me that's the sole reason you murdered someone. You listening, Shinji? My mission was to kill someone. All I had to do was choose who. Of course I had to prepare the murder and all the tricks by myself as well. It was a load of work and a lot of weight on my shoulders. Tried my best to win, but I guess it was just too hard to me to deceive the brain power of 13 people. Not to mention it, it would have been a whole other problem if I had actually won.
You better watch it!
Oh my god, dude. This is probably the craziest, like, post-trial events ever. Huh? Big bro, no violence. What?! He just knocked him out! Unable to repress his anger, Shinji ran towards Hajime. But Hajime easily overpowered Shinji, someone taller than himself, with a single punch. Are you nuts? Did you really think you could challenge the ultimate boxer? Mr. Makinochi, even if you are about to depart, violation of the rules under my watch is unacceptable. It doesn't matter, my job's done here. Shinji. Oh, he's on the floor. You can see him on the right. Man. What was that? Hajime, you hit Big Bro with your full strength? We've been together for a week now. I thought you saw us all as your friends. Well, that was all a lie. Did everything that happened this week mean nothing to you? Oh, it was enjoyable to some extent. At one point, I really did feel like I had made some real friends. Damn. But why? Why did you bring us here to make us kill each other? Kokoro, can't you just read his mind and find out? Mind reading is not perfect. It cannot be used at any time I desire either. You can only tell the general emotional state and the mood of the individual, not their exact thoughts. Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think, like, being able to tell what people feel, or what they're thinking, not what they're thinking, what they feel is exactly mind reading. I can't simply understand why he's decided to side with the mastermind. What I can tell you right now, though, is that everything Hajime has said is true.
Yeah, well.
Anyway, sorry for tricking you guys. But I couldn't help it. I can't live on without this plan. What does that mean? Pardon me, Mr. Sonoji and Mr. Makinochi. Every time you voids get the spotlight, I feel like I'm reduced to a mere bird with no purpose. I have my roles as the teacher and judge, and it seems like the time has come for me to do my job as well. Ah yes, it seems I was a bit too hasty in giving my surprise announcement. Without further ado, Mr. Monocro, please begin the grand finale of the class trial.
Very well.
Very well. Prepared a very special punishment for this case is blackened. Hajime Makinochi, the ultimate boxer. Huh? I think that's enough, Mikado. You don't have to go this far. Oh, no. Mikado's gonna kill him. This is the part where Mikado's like, nah, bruh. It's not like that. Oh, no. I don't need the punishment, so just tell me the way out and I'll be waiting for you there. Bro, you're not getting out. I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon. I'm afraid I don't follow. You are the loser of this trial, and therefore you will be executed. Did you not see this coming? Whoa, whoa, stop joking around. I was supposed to leave after this. Surely you won't actually kill me, will you? I will. Yeah, what? Forgive me, Mr. Makinochi, but even I can't bend the rules of this game. Are you not aware that we avoid participating on Are you not aware that we Void are participating on the side of the students? I'm certain you have not forgotten that the correctly identified Blacken must face execution. I said stop joking around. Bro, you're about to die. Well then, shall we begin? Damn, man! Oh, this is just part of the act, right? You're just pretending. Nah, he's not pretending. Farewell, Mr. Makinochi. I shan't forget you. There is no need to cower in fear like that. I think anyone who's about to die would be cowering in fear. Who knows? Perhaps if our plan succeeds, a blessing of fortune may be able to resurrect you. What does it even mean? What?
You son of a bitch! Do you think the other three are just gonna let you get away with this? I'll reveal the entire plan right now!
It's punishment time!
Dude. Is he gonna have to like fight people to the death? Super Makinochi machine. Oh! Oh my god! You got a buff Monocro to beat the shit out of him. Oh, this is brutal. This is brutal. Oh no. This is brutal. Oh god. Oh. Oh my god. Oh, that's brutal. That's messed up. They're literally beating him to death. God damn. He's already dead, man! They turned him into a plushie? What? And everyone watched that. Dude.
Good grief.
My apologies again, Mr. Malkunochi, but you should have realized. No matter what may befall you, the Void all have no choice but to obey me without question. Yeah, there's no way anyone here can kill Mikado. Like, he can literally instant transmission and just summon fire anywhere.
Until we meet again.
Adios, Mr. Malkunochi. Thank you for the entertainment. They really... What was that? This is real. This is real. Although he had sided with the mastermind and killed Yuri, the life of a person who had been breathing and alive a moment ago had just vanished in another. As we witnessed the shocking scene, no one was able to let a word out about the sudden influx of new information.
Hey.
This is literally Among Us now, bro. There are 5 people, wait. Okay, 4? There's 4 people here who are working with Mikado, including Mikado. So really 3 people.
Huh?
Oh, have you finally awakened? Oh yeah, he was sleeping. Just now I sensed some interesting stuff was going on. Anyways, here's what you said. There are 5 masterminds among us, including yourself. Said masterminds are pre-planned to carry out murder if none of us do. You guys are making us participate in us in order to achieve some kind of purpose.
You're amazing.
That would be correct. So then why did you just betray your allies? Yeah, that's a pretty good question. They're not, like, there's going to be some sort of resistance. Like the boxer said, I don't think the other 3 are just going to twiddle their thumbs and do nothing about this. What do you think?
How dangerous.
Mr. Hashimoto, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't it not your creed to stay out of affairs of others, lest it not benefit you directly?
Yeah, shit.
I do. It's just out of curiosity. Satisfying my curiosity would directly benefit me, right?
Guess I was wrong.
The moment you revealed yourself as the mastermind on the first day here, I still have yet to figure you out even one bit. I gotta wonder how your plan is for you to be okay with all the ways you're spoiling things.
Good grief.
Our business is none of your concern. Damn. This applies to the remaining 3 members of Void as well. I can understand that you may be confounded by my actions today.
So how's that?
But as we have reached the conclusion of this trial, I ask that you please think things over carefully in your rooms. Whether this is an act of mere betrayal or a sacrifice for the greater good. He teleported. What the hell? Aside from Sayabai, the rest of us stood in the class trial room without knowing what or how to speak.
This is stupid.
Is it over? It's about time I'm heading back. This dude slept through the entire trial.
Now then.
Now then, everyone, let's head back to the Mono Cruise. I know this is hard. Even Big Sis here is barely standing tall right now.
Thing is...
But we need to move on. Let's return to the Mono Cruise. Let's go back and think on this.
Oh dear.
Right, Shinji's still knocked out cold. We need to take him back to the infirmary. Alright, Hibiki, Kana, can you two help me out? Don't touch me. What? What? Stay away from me. There's 3 voids. I Can't trust anyone aside from Kanade. Get out of my sight. How about stop being a little bitch? How about that? What are you talking about? What's more important is...
Look!
Sis, calm down and think about this first. Shut up. What's your problem? If you like Hibiki, there's something wrong with you, man. She's literally Hiyoko. She's the Hiyoko of this game. Like... Huh? Sorry. Please don't be mad at me.
Hey.
What about you, Kanade? What if both of your sisters are members of Voids? What if both of you sisters are members of Void? Is everyone just gonna start suspecting each other? That's not true.
Are you for real?
Well, that's easy for you to say. Sorry, but as a journalist, I suspect everything I see.
What is it?
Wait, then what about you? Do you have any evidence that you're not? What is this, man? You know, it's also possible to think that you planned together with Hajime to intentionally muddle up the case. Both of you working together as fellow members of Void. What? What did you just say? Bro, stop! What did you say? Calm down, you guys. Why are you suddenly fighting? We can't suspect each other like this. If Mikado and Hajime were speaking the truth, it'll be hard to put trust in anyone from now on.
Therefore...
Sorry, but carry Shinji yourselves. If you're gonna act like this, I guess I can't trust you guys either. Damn. Now everyone's just gonna start suspecting each other. Hey, why is everyone... It's no use, Setsuka. Maybe this is how we were meant to be. We're all afraid of getting killed by one another from the start. And now that we know there's 3 other masterminds in disguise, it'd be a miracle if things ever went back to the way they were before, for real. What's wrong with you, Yuki? Sure, Yuri and Hajime are dead, yes. 3 of us are on the mastermind side. So what? Should we just give up everything we built up to this point and start killing each other? Don't you think it's a bit... Don't you think that's even more ridiculous? Sorry, I may have gone too far. But at least for now, no one's in the right state of mind. If only Big Bro was awake. Everyone's gone crazy, for real. Sora, how... Oh, Iraha, what about you? She's squishy, man. She's literally baby. Iraha is literally baby. This is too much for her. Like... Setsuka. Let's go. We should take Shinji to the infirmary. Alright. The dramatic scene was like a perfect summary on how an infectious disease becomes a pandemic. So everybody left a while ago. Dang. Some of our bonds were already unstable from the start. This class trial just hammered the final nail into the coffin. Even Setsuka, who was trying to encourage everyone. Deep behind her deep behind her words could lie some form of distrust in us. Our lives will never be the same thanks to this class trial. Damn. All that was left was the impact of a small seed. A seed named Void that Mikado had left behind. After carrying Shinji to the infirmary with Setsuka, I silently left the monocruise on my own. Some time had passed and night had arrived, but the chaos still remains in the monocruise. Chaos where you can't trust anyone. A chaos where your only ally is yourself. The prevailing distrust that we were currently feeling could easily lead to a murder while I walk along the beach now. Is there even anything I can do about it? In my current state of affairs, all I can do is watch as the chaos unfolds. To avoid being lost in the turmoil, I strolled along the night seashore in silence. Who am I? She still doesn't even know what her actual name is. Who am I to have to go through events at this place? If anyone out here knows the answer, please tell me. What? What was that sound just now? Through the sound of the wind and waves of the night sea, I heard a man's voice. Ignoring my overwhelming anxiety from hearing the sudden voice, I approached the origin of the sound. And there I found... Oh, the dude! How'd he survive?
It's... that person?
Damn. He's a part of the game now? Oh, number of voids. There's really 3 people who are working with Mikado. This game is insane. Yeah. Okay, you officially reached the end of the demo. Thank you for your infinite amount of patience, and we hope you enjoyed your time playing. I definitely did. That was a great first chapter. Yep. I want to thank everyone who worked really hard on this dub for this game. I really enjoyed this, and I'm sure many other people will and have. A lot of work and a lot of love went into dubbing this game, and I can't wait to play the next chapter. I'm sure that'll take a very long time, but I'm willing to wait however long that is, because this game, I can tell some great things are going to come from this game. But thank you guys so much for watching. That was Super Danganronpa Another 2. That was only the first chapter, however. This is just the demo. But when the next chapter comes out, I will definitely be playing that on the channel. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hit the notification bell, subscribe. Let me know if you want to see anything else on the channel. This was just a short series for now. I'm gonna continue this later, definitely. But let me know what you thought. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. See ya.
You win. Perfect.